It's a drill to see who's getting great get off. You can tell by who's able to catch up with the person that's in front of them and who's allowing somebody. Then you can see who's false stepping at the line of scrimmage with all of them in one line. So it's in order to show them who's capable of getting off the ball fast when you have off coverage and accelerating off the ball.
Even though it seems like a simple drill, like how important is that to run that drill, make sure they have their fundamentals down that way?
Well, that's the game. I mean, everybody gets excited about the spectacular catch where somebody's twisting and twerking and doing all that stuff to score a touchdown. But guess what? Most coaches don't teach that, okay? It's because they're excellent athletes, okay? All right, so you got to teach all the fundamental skills so then that way when they get out there, they rely on their fundamentals. When they're tired, when things are not going well, they tend to rely on those things rather than relying on just being able to make an acrobatic play. So that's the reason why we definitely got to start there. It's a progression teaching model, and what I do here, it's called stress bread takers. So we're breeding them to put stress on the defense. So it starts with their stance. So you'll see as I go through this, it starts with stance, releases, stems, breaks, departure from the breaks, all right, and then finally catching the football. So there's a progression to teaching them how to play the position, and it starts with their stance.
What kind of progress have you seen from your room from the spring until now?
Really none. At this point, we haven't played a game. So when we play a game, that's when we'll know if the progress really has become what we want it to be. Right now, it's just guys out there running plays, trying to figure out. We're not game planning anything. We're just throwing stuff against the wall. Well, not really throwing against the wall, but giving them concepts and whatnot to be able to execute and see who can execute those concepts. That's the reason why I don't worry about how many balls each guy has caught. I don't worry about it. Yeah, we track it, but I'm not worried about that because if the X catches a ball, then guess what? Whoever the starter is, that's going to be your ball when the game comes up, okay? All right, when the Z catches it, hey, I don't care who the Z is at that time. That's going to be your ball, whoever the starter is at Z. So, guys, just go out there and execute plays and show that you can operate in the offense at a high level.
How much do you throw at Ryan this early in his career?
And again, he's just like everybody else. Just throw him out there and see if he can execute plays. That's the thing. I'm looking at missed assignments, okay? That's what I'm focusing on. Do you not know what you're doing? So the quarterback now is off his timing, all right? And for the concept, I want to make sure that you know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it at any point in the game. So I'm not worried about who it is, but I keep track of who's making the issues.
And when there's a play that Ryan doesn't do what he's supposed to do, how does he take your coaching in that situation?
Great. He is a phenomenal human being. Young man, legitimately takes hard coaching. Hey, you want to sit down and kind of talk through it with them and draw it up for him. You can coach that kid any kind of way that you want to, and he responds to it at a high level.
For a guy like Kendrick Law, Coach DeBoer talked about how he ran like 23.6 miles an hour over the summer, bench presses 450. Does he kind of stand out just from a physicality and a versatility standpoint in your room?
Well, there's some other guys in the room that can run, and there's some other guys in the room who are strong and can do some high-level things, But physically, Law is somebody that looks very imposing, okay? And so I appreciate his physicality in practice, in all things that he does. I mean, he just has a knack for wanting to do that. I mean, before the spring game, he called me and said, hey, Coach, on the first play of the game, I want to crack. And he did. We didn't crack the guy, and we got a huge run out of it. And so just proud of how he approaches everything that he does in his entire life. I mean, he's just a great human being.
Obviously, there's been